on? You come to my burrow, wanting to know about cars that you should sell. You want to know the numbers you should be running, huh? Well, me and Bodega TJ, we just got one thing to ask you. How's Squamata doing? What's going on with y'all, big dog? And it is Workout Wednesday. I hope that your day is going phenomenal, but if it isn't, don't let what happened at the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day. Today for Workout Wednesday, one thing I want to talk to you about is release. Go ahead and just let it go when you get to the gym. Not like that. You're a perv. I know every single time I hit the gym, it's my sanctuary. All of the stresses that I have outside of the gym literally get released. I want you to be able to walk in there and let it be your church. And that's something that you should look forward to, as it does help you motivate, get to the gym, which in turn gets you into that banging body that you're looking for. Something else I know I'm going to be releasing are these particular Yu-Gi-Oh cards on this list. I don't think that there's any reason to hold on to these cards. These cards have already hit their peak pricing potential, or Conspiracy Cali put a bug in my ear, let me know to let them go before something happens. But of course, guys, if you want to be able to see this video early, consider joining my Patreon as a special thank you for helping me pay my editors. They got this information a little bit sooner. And without further ado, let's talk about the cards that I would not hesitate to sell in Yu-Gi-Oh right now. Okay, so one is the elephant in the room. This is a card that I told you guys to sell a little while back, and its situation has not gotten any better. While Battle on the Floor has not received any reprints, it also has still reached its peak pricing potential. And basically what I mean by peak pricing potential, this is the maximum amount of money you'll be able to get for the card before it starts to go into decline. The odds of it actually going higher than what it is are not really much. I understand that we're just entering the competitive season of Yu-Gi-Oh! And there aren't a lot of reprints on the horizon, but all it takes is one reprint announcement for Battle on the Floor to plummet in price. So if this is a card that you have off to the side and you don't necessarily need it, I would strongly consider flipping the Battle on the Floor before it's too late. You could say that,
haha, it is gonna be on the floor at the price.
And speaking of floor of the price, there are some cards in Photon Hypernova that I think are completely insane. My guy, you have to be literally just, whoo. Okay guys, who bought the Catch Tira cards at sneak peek? Let me know. Let me know how much you wasted on this, because it's exactly what I'm talking about. I would not hesitate to sell any of the Catch Tira cards, and here's why. Granted, Catch Tira by most is seen as the next best deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! And provided that the deck does have the necessary tools, it will be able to go toe-to-toe with any deck in Yu-Gi-Oh! But these sneak price prices, oh my god, they're way off. What's driving these cards is not only the scarcity, but the thought that Catch Tira is going to be the tier 0 dominant Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck, just like Tier Limits. But once both of those situations get solved, the OTS stores will be pre-releasing Photon Hypernova, as well as all stores should have them by Friday. We can already understand that these cards will drop down in price. This was just basic economics, my friend. Flip these Catch Tira cards while you can. And while we're sticking to the script, let's actually talk about some cards that skyrocketed in price because of Photon Hypernova. The Gishki monsters are actually really good. And because of this, older printed cards like Gishki Abyss and Gishki Aquamirror have skyrocketed in price to $20 and $40 respectively, and you need multiple copies. This was easily one of the biggest boneheaded moves for Konami, because just when you thought that they actually do something right and reprint those Gishki cards in OTS, they didn't do that. Konami, you bag fumbler, what are you doing here? Hey everyone, let's get people into the Yu-Gi-Oh card game by reprinting some cards from 2010. Huh, it sounds like a great idea. I think we should choose Gishki. Awesome, I've always loved Gishki. Let's also give them some reprints so they can actually play the cards inside of the set. Right? 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 Konami has completely fumbled the bag by giving Gishki support, and that's the reason why these cards have skyrocketed in price, but I would still sell them right now before it is too late. The reason why is because you should already know by now, Konami has been plotting and scheming to release such trash Yu-Gi-Oh sets that you must buy. Hidden Arsenal Chapter 1 did terrible, so how do you get us to buy it? Well, Hidden Arsenal Chapter 2. And with that being in mind, we already know that there's almost a guarantee that the Gishki cards would be in there. I would go ahead and sell the high rarity ends of the Gishki cards cards and then buy them back a little bit later. The same thing goes for the Galaxy, Gold Pride, and Gravekeeper's inscription cards. These cards will not hold their Yu-Gi-Oh value. They are ultimately going to be very cheap Yu-Gi-Oh cards. It's not that any of these cards aren't bad or useful, it's just that their prices are way too inflated. To be honest, most of Photon Hypernova you could probably flip right now and then get the card back in a couple of days when it's so much more cheaper. I think that outside of Triple Tactics Thrust, you should pretty much consider flipping everything that you don't need for this set, especially if you can trade it for cards that you need right now. Some other cards that I would 100% consider selling right now easily is Frostosaurus. Now, Frostosaurus as an ultimate rare did see itself skyrocket in price because of the new Dino support being confirmed. I do think that is extremely cool that dinosaurs got more support, but ultimate rare Frostosaurus ain't it, dog. Of course, if you are a collector or a dino enthusiast, maybe not sell it, but if you're a player that just so happens to have Frostosaurus, this is an easy sale to get a quick buck and keep your decks competitive. Keep in mind, Frostosaurus will have a reprint coming soon when that deck build pack comes up, and also it won't be coming up anytime soon. You should also look into selling your Evilsaur Soldas at ultimate rare. Those cards have went sky high in price, and I think now would be time to flip for the exact same reason as Frostosaurus. While the card is pretty good, we are almost guaranteed a reprint of this particular card, and seeing that it's so far out, we can flip it while the hype is high and then get it when it gets a little bit lower and right before the set releases in the TCG. For the people that want to know how do you make money in Yu-Gi-Oh, this is how you maneuver the market. Now, some players are thinking that flipping Kashtira, Finra, and Sprite Blue is a great idea because of the OTS sets getting an ultra rare reprint. You can theoretically flip these cards right now and then get the higher version. Only do that if you're planning on seeking your money in the ultimate rare versions no matter what. It's a pretty risky gamble that could pay off, but you have to make sure that you get these cards, especially if you are using them in your deck. I would 100,000,000% flip Bestial Lubellion right now if I were you. Players are clamoring over this card because, well, we just got a new Bestial monster, and the Despia strategy and other strategies that can use it are getting so much stronger. I think that if you want to risk it, this card could go up to $100 a copy, but flipping it right now is not a bad idea, especially if you got it for the cheap. Think about it, if you did pick up your Bestial Lubellions at about $40 and you got rid of them at $65, who really cares if they go up any higher? You just made a really big profit, and you can use that money for other Yu-Gi-Oh cards or other things. Hey, look, my OnlyFans and Patreons are not gonna pay themselves, all right? You gotta go ahead and subscribe to one of them, and I'm not giving you the OnlyFans link. Alongside of the Bestial Lubellion, I would definitely flip those Bestial monsters too. Magnum Hut and Druid's Worm will still be pretty good cards in the Yu-Gi-Oh card game, but because players are expecting tier limits to see less play, those Bestial monsters will also decrease in price as the demand will go down. I don't think that the Bestial monsters will completely fade out of obscurity. All it really takes is for somebody to figure out that tier limit still is a tier 0 deck and Photon Hypernova, and I mean, Bestials are still kind of good. 100% if you have extra copies of those cards, or if you plan on not playing the Bestials in your particular deck, flip them right now. Peak pricing potential is here. Because of the Forbidden List, players have been picking up Shaddoll Fusion, which I think is extremely interesting. Shaddoll Fusion does allow you to send a tier limit monster to the graveyard alongside of a Shaddoll card, which could essentially get you 2 fusion monsters for the price of 1, but I think that this is extremely gimmicky, and you'll be better off just flipping your Shaddoll Fusions while they went up in price. Keep in mind, Shaddoll Fusion does have a common and a super rare print, so just in case it is needed, you can always pick up a cheaper version. And that is all that I have for the cards that I would not hesitate to sell right now if you have extras or you aren't using those cards. Of course, if you want to see more amazing content, you can go ahead and check out these videos, and if you want to see some other type of content, there's Master Duel Cali and Casual Cali. I'll leave the links down below in the description. I hope you guys are having a phenomenal day, and I'll catch you on the next one.